The Smithsonian cover-up of giant skeletons is a conspiracy theory that has captivated the imaginations of many, blending elements of archaeology, history, and mystery. The theory suggests that the Smithsonian Institution, one of the world's most respected museum and research complexes, has been involved in a deliberate effort to conceal the existence of giant humanoid skeletons discovered across the United States and around the world. This story delves into the origins of the conspiracy, the alleged evidence, and the implications of such a cover-up. The origins of the conspiracy. The roots of the Smithsonian cover-up of giant skeletons conspiracy can be traced back to the 19th and early 20th centuries, a time when the American frontier was still being explored, and archaeological discoveries were frequently reported in newspapers. During this period, there were numerous accounts of giant skeletal remains being unearthed in various parts of the country, particularly in Native American burial mounds. One of the most famous early reports came from the town of Cardiff, New York, in 1869, when a 10-foot-tall, petrified giant was allegedly discovered. Although the Cardiff giant was later revealed to be a hoax, it sparked a fascination with the idea of ancient giants. Around the same time, other reports of giant skeletons began to surface, often accompanied by claims that these remains were evidence of a lost race of giants that once roamed the earth. The alleged evidence. Proponents of the conspiracy theory point to a number of newspaper articles, photographs, and first-hand accounts as evidence of the existence of giant skeletons. These reports often describe skeletons ranging from 7 to 12 feet in height, sometimes with double rows of teeth or other unusual features. Many of these discoveries were said to have been made in Native American burial mounds, leading some to speculate that the giants were an ancient race that predated the indigenous peoples of the Americas. One of the most frequently cited pieces of evidence is a series of articles published in the late 19th and early 20th centuries in newspapers such as the New York Times, the Washington Post, and the Los Angeles Times. These articles describe the discovery of giant skeletons in various states, including Ohio, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. In some cases, the articles mention that the skeletons were sent to the Smithsonian for further study, after which they allegedly disappeared from the public record. Another key piece of evidence is the so-called Giants of Lovelock Cave in Nevada. According to legend, in 1911, a group of miners discovered a cache of giant skeletons in Lovelock Cave, along with artifacts that suggested the existence of a race of red-haired giants. Some versions of the story claim that the Smithsonian was involved in the excavation and that the skeletons were taken to the institution, where they were never seen again. The role of the Smithsonian. The Smithsonian Institution, founded in 1846, is the world's largest museum, education, and research complex, and it has long been a trusted authority on American history and natural science. However, conspiracy theorists argue that the Smithsonian has used its authority to suppress evidence of giant skeletons, either by hiding the remains in its vast archives or by destroying them altogether. One of the most prominent figures associated with the conspiracy theory is David Childress, an author and researcher who has written extensively about ancient civilizations and lost technologies. In his book, The Mystery of the Olmecs, Childress claims that the Smithsonian has a long history of covering up discoveries that challenge the mainstream narrative of human history, including the existence of giants. Childress and other conspiracy theorists point to a 1909 article in the Arizona Gazette, which reported the discovery of a giant city in the Grand Canyon, complete with artifacts and mummies of a race of giants. According to the article, the discovery was made by a Smithsonian expedition led by explorer G.E. Kincaid. However, the Smithsonian has no record of such an expedition, and the story is widely regarded as a hoax. The implications of the cover-up. If the conspiracy theory is true, the implications would be profound. The existence of a race of giants would challenge our understanding of human history, suggesting that there were once civilizations or species that have been lost to time. It would also raise questions about the motivations behind the alleged cover-up. Why would the Smithsonian, an institution dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge, suppress such a groundbreaking discovery? Some theorists suggest that the cover-up is part of a broader effort to maintain the status quo and prevent a paradigm shift in our understanding of history. Others believe that the Smithsonian may be protecting powerful interests, such as religious institutions or governments, that could be threatened by the revelation of a lost race of giants. Skepticism and debunking. Despite the compelling nature of the conspiracy theory, there is little credible evidence to support the existence of giant skeletons or a Smithsonian cover-up. Many of the newspaper articles cited by conspiracy theorists are either hoaxes, exaggerations, or misinterpretations of archaeological finds. In some cases, the giant skeletons were actually the remains of large animals, such as mastodons or mammoths, that were misidentified by untrained observers. The Smithsonian has repeatedly denied the allegations of a cover-up, stating that it has no records of giant skeletons in its collections. The institution has also pointed out that many of the claims made by conspiracy theorists are based on anecdotal evidence and lack the rigorous scientific scrutiny required to validate such extraordinary claims. Conclusion. The Smithsonian cover-up of giant skeletons conspiracy theory is a fascinating tale that taps into our fascination with the unknown and the possibility of hidden histories. While the theory is supported by a number of intriguing anecdotes and historical accounts, the lack of credible evidence and the Smithsonian's denials make it difficult to take the claims at face value. Ultimately, the story of the Smithsonian cover-up of giant skeletons serves as a reminder of the importance of critical thinking and the need for rigorous scientific investigation. While the idea of a lost race of giants is undeniably captivating, it is essential to approach such claims with a healthy dose of skepticism and a commitment to uncovering the truth, no matter where it may lead. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Stay informed.